Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, greetings for the day. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining over here today. So, today we are going to talk about this 50-day plan for your CDS examination. Okay, right? Okay, so now from today, as the date is today's date is 29 July, as on the date I'm recording this video for you guys, right? Okay, so there's like close to 47 days remaining for your examination. Then I'm still considering it like close to 50 days, right? Okay, even if like that's like 47 days, that's okay, right? Okay, so I'm still covering it like close to 50 days. And let's have a quick update. I also asked you the quick update. You can write down in the comment section as well, right? The first and foremost thing is that have you been able to cover up your entire basic syllabus as of yet? What is the status of that? You can write down in the comment section. Are you reading the books and newspaper? These are the things I'll just keep on telling you constantly, again and again. I'll telling you, okay, have you been practicing mathematics, right? In the case of your AFCAT, have you been practicing GK as well, right? So all of these are the basic hygiene factor that you should be looking at, right? Okay, these are the basic hygiene factor, right? If you are not if you're not doing all of these hygiene factor, then it gets a little dicey, right? Okay, but still, if you want to wake up right now, okay, but still still you can save your boat from sinking, right? Okay, you can save yourself from failing, right? Okay, so let's get on to the subject wise strategy for the next 47-50 odd days that we have in hand. Okay, and I've just bifurcated for each of the sections over here in do's and don'ts. So let's just get into the do's first. Okay, yeah, I'll iterate again and again that you have to read books and newspapers exhaustively. I will tell it again that if you read the books, right, and the newspaper, it will not only help you in English. That's the first thing, right? Again, the second thing is that it will help you in GK as well, GK and current affairs as well. And not just that, in the third, it is going to help you in your SSB as well, right? Okay, for your lecturate, right? Okay, please pardon the spelling, right? Okay, for your GD, for your interviews, that is going to help, right? Okay, if you are reading books and newspaper, you are construed as someone who has been working really hard in the pursuit of their dreams, right? Okay, why would they not select you, right? Okay, if you are not reading that, so you are like, you are construed as a careless person, right? Okay, and how can you be careless about your dream? Okay, can you be careless about your dream? Okay, right? So that's the about your dream. Okay, so that's the whole point. Okay, right? Please pardon my spelling, right? You can also write down in the comment section if you want me to write down more legibly, right, so that you can see and understand. I would like to do that as well. Okay, and the second thing is that you have to keep your dictionary handy. When you read the books or newspaper, you will always invariably come across certain words, right? Let's say, for example, I'm saying a word reluctant. Okay, reluctant, so you will come across this word maybe one time, two time, three time, four times. If it comes 10 times, okay, you have to refer your dictionary for the 10th time as well. Okay, right? If you have an offline dictionary, you can use that. And nowadays, you can use Google, Chat GPT, online dictionary. So many stuffs are there. Okay, so kindly do that. Okay, kindly do that. If it is required for you to do it for the 20th time, please do that. Okay, it's not that you have to look at the words 10 times, 20 times. It's not like that. It's like your mind is building that muscle memory, and you will never ever forget that word in the whole of your life. Okay, so that's the kind of learning that we are looking at over here, right? And yeah, this point is going to be very much common throughout the talking of mind over here. You have to copiously take the PYQ test. Okay, right? You have to take the PYQ test aggressively, and not just that, the analysis of that is also important. Okay, how do you do the analysis of that? Okay, right, first you line up the wrong questions, then you line up the unattempted questions, and then you line up the correct question. The wrong question, why did you get it wrong? Right, you attempted it thinking that you have done right, but then it went wrong. Why do you think it went wrong? Okay, what was the flaw in the reasoning? That you have to think in. Unattempted, why did it go unattempted? Okay, did you not know the concept? If that is the case, go and learn the concept, right? Okay, or you thought that the question was like very lengthy, so I'll think of it, I'll do it later, and but you did not really have much of a time to get back to that particular question, right? If that is the case, find out a better way to solve that question. Even if the questions you have got it correct, what is the point of getting the question correct in 5 minutes? Tell me that. Okay, so that's the whole point over here, folks. Okay, right? So you can't really take 5 minutes of time to get the questions correct, because your competitors will be getting the questions correct in less than 2 minutes. Okay, right? 1 to 2 minutes. That's what the fact is. Okay, And as far as English is concerned, the thumb rule is that you have to maximize your attempts. Okay, the thumb rule is that 115 plus out of 200 out of 120. Okay, number of attempts I'm saying 110 115 plus you should attempt, right? Okay, this is specifically for the case for the women candidate as well, because they will be writing OTA examination. You don't have the luxury of writing mathematics paper. Okay, I would call it luxury. Okay, why am I saying it luxury? Because even if you are not so great with English and GK, the male counterparts of your can cover up, right? Okay, but as in your case, you don't have that luxury, so you have to push in your marks in English. It has to be bare minimum 75 marks out of 100. Okay, only if you are scoring 75 out of 100 on the D-Day, then you can thinking of clearing this. Okay, right? And the certain don'ts are, the first don'ts are over here is that many of the aspirant I've seen them mugging up grammatical rules, subject plus verb plus object. I don't know what do they get out of that. Okay, short pitfall, please avoid that. That's the thumb rule. Okay, and not bringing your language into your behavior. I have many of my students from the southern part of India and a few of the students from the northern part of India. They just don't want to speak in English, right? Okay, they're looking for videos that explain to them in Hindi, right? Because it's easy for them to understand. Come on, okay, you can watch English movie, you can listen English song, right? Despacito and all that. Okay, Despacito was not English. Okay, but anyways, okay, you like English song, right? You like English movies, right? But you don't want to read, right? You don't want to read newspaper, you don't want to read books, right? You don't want to write, you don't have the habit of journaling. Okay, you don't write the diary, you don't speak with the people, right? You don't want to come out of the cocoon. It will not only help you, it will not only hinder your progress in your examination, it will also make you underconfident for your SSBs as well. Okay, so now let's talk about GK over here quickly, right? Okay, I've said to you every time now and again, your Lucent GK book is the Bible. You have to eat, sleep, shit, everything with that. Okay, at least two times, if not three times, you should finish off this Bible. Okay, right? And you should read the newspaper, right? Obviously that will help your current affairs and as well as your SSBs, right? Aggressive PYQ test taking and analysis, as I have said to you, it will be repeating again and again. Okay, now in the analysis of your GK, what you have to do, you have to analyze each of the options as well, right? Okay, so if they give you, for example, what is baking soda? Okay, baking soda, what is the chemical formula of baking soda? Okay, so NaSCO3, okay, CaCO3, okay, and likewise they give you four options. So one of the options for baking soda will be, one of the options, right? I forgot that. Okay, you can look for that. Okay, so one of the option is that, okay, your job does not end with finding out, let's say this is the option for your baking soda, right? What is CaCO3, right? Calcium carbonate, you have to read about that. Okay, what is CH4, what is methane, you have to read about that. Okay, in as much as depth as you can. Okay, each of the options have to be analyzed as well. Okay, I'm talking about the PYQs. Okay, this is the general pattern of the UPSC examination, folks. Okay, if you can solve the questions and if you can read around, you can study around the options as well, you are good to go. Okay, shoot for the decent attempt. At least 60 to 75 out of 120 is what bare minimum is required. Okay, right? Now there are certain pitfalls. You follow certain YouTube channels, I have not named them, right? Okay, and these people are like teaching you GK like this is the only thing in life that you have to do. Okay, right? Look, you are not preparing for UPSC civil services examination. Okay, that's the first thing, right? Okay, and the amount of work, the amount of effort that you are doing by simply mugging up, okay, mugging up the GK, these those and all that from random YouTube channels. Okay, that's really not proportional to the marks that you can get. Okay, effort versus reward over here is very less. Okay, so I would highly advise you not to follow the random YouTube channels, okay, which are simply wasting your time, and they give you like 200 300 pages PPT and they're like, wow, what they're teaching. Okay, 1 or 2 5 10 questions come from there, and then you're like, okay, all the questions have come from there. Okay, right? Okay, they'll give you the list of 2000 5000 students have passed. Okay, this is a simple example of populism. Okay, populism, right? Following the herd, right? Following the herd, right? Same is the case with the current government as well. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, and I said to you that you are not preparing for UPSC civil services examination, so you will not over study vision IAS, current affairs and all that. Okay, this and all not required, folks. Okay, not required, absolutely not required. Just reading your newspaper just for the sake of reading, not for the sake of that, hey, I'm reading the newspaper and then answer to the question likewise in the interview and something like that. Okay, so please don't do it for that sake. Okay, read it for your own sake, right? Okay, not for the sake of answering in the examination hall or in your SSB interviews, right? Okay, the next don't is that ignoring the section completely. I've seen many of the aspirants, and I've been one of that aspirants. Okay, right, I have got like some one of the time 21 marks, 23 marks and all that. Okay, and it was just by luck that I cleared the sectional cutoff. The sectional cutoff is going to be 20 out of 100 marks. Okay, some of the aspirants will completely ignore this. Okay, they will not even clear the cutoff. Okay, so you cannot ignore that. You have to get at least the bare minimum marks to pass the paper. If you don't pass the paper, then there's no point how much you get in English or GK. The results will not come. Okay, and now all those male candidates, those who have the privilege of writing mathematics paper, right? If you are targeting IMA, right? If you are targeting INA, or if you are targeting AFA, right? If you are having maths paper and if you are an engineer, it's like very easy, extremely easy, right? Okay, out of 300 you will have to get like 110, 120. That's it you have to get. Okay, if you are targeting IMA, right, 120 to 140, that's it you are looking at. Okay, if you are targeting AFA, 140 to 160 you are looking at. Okay, 140 to 160, I'm talking out of 300 marks. Okay, which is your pass. The required percentage for you to pass is less than 50%. Okay, but as in the case of OTA, there was a time when the cutoff used to go even 107 out of 200, right? Okay, nowadays the cutoffs are less, like 87, 88, right? Okay, so whatsoever, like, it's not easy to score marks. Let's be very clear, let's be very honest about that. So mathematics comes with a privilege. Okay, it will be your absolute privilege if you can write this paper. Okay, first thing first, if complete the syllabus if you have not done it, right? Okay, and again aggressively taking PYQ test and doing the analysis of it. Okay, why am I saying PYQ test? There is no mock test. You can simply pick up the previous year question papers from the UPSC website and get on it, right? Okay, as it is. Okay, learn the formulas and standard results. Okay, I'm not saying the shortcuts. Okay, right? You have to be aware of the formulas. Let's say if you are aware of the formulas, right? Okay, area and perimeter, volumetric chapters. Okay, just so easy, right? Okay, but for that you have to know, right, what is the volume of a let's say sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? Okay, what is the volume of a hemisphere, 2 by 3 pi r cube, right? Unless otherwise you know that, okay, how will you solve that? Okay, and you can't ask for proof, because the proof of this lies in your BSc mathematics, right? You have to do integration, differentiation and all that to get to the proof, right? Okay, so you can't ask for that. And yes, the hallmark of mathematics indeed is practice, practice, practice. Kindly do that if you have not been doing that. I can't stress upon this fact anymore, right? Now certain don'ts over here. The first thing is not practicing, only learning theory, only learning the concept. This is a short pitfall. You will fall, you will fail. Okay, and don't tell me that, sir, you did not tell me anything like that. Okay, not taking the PYQs, many of the aspirants, they will be having a lot of fear about it. Okay, right? And even after fear about the taking the PYQs, and even after they take the PYQs, they don't do the analysis of it. Okay, many of the aspirants will simply skip the mathematics. They tell to me, sir, I don't know mathematics, so I simply skip it. Come on, you can't skip mathematics for the fact that it is hard. Okay, right? It just, you will not only fail in the examination hall, you will sure shot fail in your SSB, because you have avoided the things when it came hard instead of fighting it out. Okay, right? How will you fight on some 0.4875 or here and there? Okay, right? So how will you fight that? Okay, if there is a barrage of bullets flying across you, you will be dunking and you will be running away, isn't it? Okay, it's like the same over here, right? Finding shortcuts, you should not find the shortcuts. There is a difference between when I say that standard results and shortcuts. Okay, shortcuts is like kind of mugging up the stuff. Okay, that I'm just mugging up the entire stuff. Okay, right? So you can't do that. Okay, you have to have a logic behind that, and mugging up the sums, this is also one of the pitfalls. Okay, because invariably in the examination hall, okay, you are going to get a bouncer for sure. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes of time you will take to even understand what they have asked in your paper. Okay, right? So don't mug up the sum, it's not going to help you, right? So let's talk about the overall plan over here. Aggressively taking the PYQs. Again, I'm iterating the same. I've been talking it in the last your AFCAT plan as well, right? Extra aggressive taking your PYQ and the analysis of that. Okay, if you take the PYQ test for 2 hours with time limit, analyze it for at least 6 hours. That's what you should do. Okay, now is the only time for you to focus on your weak zones. If you're not focusing on the weak zones over here, then I won't be able to help you, right? And yeah, lastly, keeping calm yourself aggressively. If you keep yourself calm, cool and comfortable, there is 5 marks extra for that, folks. Okay, right? And if you want to get in touch with me, we are yes, obviously we are an educational organization and we are running courses for your CDS, AFCAT, CAPF and your CGCAT, right? Okay, and your NDA examinations. Okay, here is my number 777-988, right? 777-988-9657. You can always ping me, right? If at all, even if you don't want to enroll, that's completely fine. You can just ping me on my WhatsApp. I'll write back to you. Okay, within 24 hours I'll speak with you. You don't have to be my student for that. Okay, message me, we'll speak and we'll see how we can take the things forward. Okay, all the very best. Your CAPF exam is on your head. Okay, so I wish you all the very best for all the aspirants appearing for the CAPF examination. Let's crack it together. Bye bye. Jai Hind.